John Oaks here with Hankster's Hot Rods here today at our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today in our studio showroom here, we're going to go over this 1967 Chevrolet Chevelle that you see right here beside me. This car is in amazing condition. It really is. Nice Marina blue, which is the correct color for this car. You're going to see all the bright work on this car, all in excellent shape. So things like your bumpers, drip rail moldings, door handles, stuff like that, all in really good condition, and you can kind of take notice of that as we walk around the car. Of course, first thing you'll see on the front end of our car here, it's got the 396, and that is the Turbojet Cross Flags emblems, the badging there. Those badges are in great condition. That does in fact signify what is underneath the hood on this car too, by the way. Obviously the hood, this is a steel 2-inch Cowl induction hood here. Fits very nicely here on the car. Looks really good too. Now as far as our wheels and tires in this car, it's got the 15-inch factory rally style steel wheels. Of course you can see it's got the beauty rings and the center caps on there. And it also has the MasterCraft Avenger GT tires. Now as far as the size goes, we've got two 15/65 R15s on the front, and then two 75/60 R15s on the rear. Gives it a nice rake to the car, a real nice stance there. Looks really good. As far as the panel fitment on this car, your fenders, doors, quarter panels, you can kind of see there from the camera that the gaps on your doors are in real uniform as far as front to back. As far as the alignment and the elevation of the panels, when we look down the side here, everything is all in line. So your door lines up with the fender, and the quarter panel and the door all line up really good. As you can see, all body lines all match up too. Now as far as the glass goes in the car here, slightly tinted glass here on our sides here. You've got your vent window, of course your driver's side door window, and your quarter glass, all of which all roll down. The vent window does pop out so that you can get that vent action going there. As far as that goes, the door handle's in good shape. Bright drip rail molding, same thing, in great shape. As I run my finger through the rain gutter there, everything seems nice and smooth through there. No lumps, bumps, or anything like that. No cracked paint either. Everything looks nice and smooth and shiny all the way around. Mirrors, these are your chrome mirrors. You've got just the the driver's side one, I should say. The chrome on the mirror is in great shape. Glass is in great shape too. Now we'll open our door up. We'll take a look inside. Now our Chevelle has a real nice color combo, having the black interior in it. So that's black vinyl seats. They are in excellent condition as far as the upholstery goes. You've got your seat belts on the front seats that are in very great condition. The dash, all factory dash. The dash pad is in great shape on it too. Factory instrumentation there with the speedo, the fuel gauge and such. It does have the aftermarket gauges down below the heater unit, and those are going to consist of your battery, your water temperature, your oil pressure gauges. It does have what looks to be either a custom auto sound or a retro sound radio in it. That would be a digital AM/FM unit in there. Real nice units. You don't have to modify the dash in any way to get those in there. They fit right in stock location and look like they belong in there. Carpeting's in great shape. Door panels, everything on this car, very nice shape. A three-spoke sports style steering wheel in there also. And it is a 4-speed car, so you've noticed that it does have the 4-speed floor shifter in it. We'll close this up. Before I do, I just want to touch on the weather stripping and the seals. Everything there is in great shape. These look to be pretty new too. So again, sometimes closing the doors and so forth on these can be a little bit of a task. But again, as those seals wear in and get fitted a little better, everything's going to line up really good for you there. And as you can see, it does shut good. Nice solid thud. you know everything's all put together and adjusted very well. Got the wheel well moldings here too, the wheelet moldings. Those are done in the bright work, both front and rear, and those are nice and straight, polished up really well, looks good. And of course the Super Sport emblems here on the rear quarter panel. We'll come around the back side. Again, you've got more of your bright work, more of your trim here around your taillights, around the bezels, and on the edge of your trunk lid. Of course, on the tail panel, you've got the SS396 emblems here. Nicely chromed rear bumper here. No pitting at all that I can see on any of that bumper. It looks really good. You can see the fitment on your trunk lid here all the way around. Gaps are very uniform all the way around. Elevations with your quarter panels are really good too. As we look up here at your rear glass too, again, this is a tinted rear window. Looks very nice in here. There's no chips or cracks or anything like that. All of your bright work, all of your trim and molding around that window is in really good shape as well. We'll go ahead and open our trunk lid up and show you inside. And we'll get the right key for it. There we go. So obviously you can see the key does work in the lock mechanism. Latch all works. All of your hinges and your spring all work. As you can see, that's holding everything up all on its own. Underside of the trunk lid here, all painted that same Marina blue color. And you can also see all of your weather stripping here, your seals around the trunk lid. Again, these all look to be fairly new. They're going to seal up really good. They meet right in the center here. So again, you shouldn't have any leaks or anything in your trunk. You can see a nice trunk mat here. Also the trunk floor itself, nice and solid. There's no patching whatsoever. All of your drain plugs are in place back here too. So again, all the metal in this car is in excellent condition. We'll go ahead and close this up. Okay, that shuts nicely. And again, your tail lights, lenses and so forth, the plastic on those, no chips or cracks in any of that. Everything all looks good. We come around the passenger side, you've got your matching Super Sport emblems. We've already gone over the wheels, the tires and so forth. Now you can see the gaps here on the passenger side door. Again, very uniform front to back. The same thing with this one here. All of your elevations, your body lines, everything all lines up very nicely on this car. And same thing with the glass over here. No chips, no cracks, slightly tinted. Everything functions, rolls up, rolls down, and your vent windows, they pull out so that you can go ahead and get the airflow through the cab of the car. Let's go ahead and open this door up, and we'll take a look at the interior from the passenger side. Again, just take notice of the super nice upholstery, no rips, no tears. Everything looks great in this car. Carpeting, there's no tears and no fading whatsoever in here. Like I said, the dash pad itself, no cracks or tears in any of that. Dash just, it looks great inside here. And again, like I said, you see that 4-speed shifter inside. Same thing here. Again, these are pretty new seals and weather stripping all the way around. So again, those are going to seal up just great for you. And you won't have any issues as far as any water getting in. So we'll come around now to the front end of the car. So now you're going to see this is your typical 67 Chevelle front end. You've got your quad lights up here, so you got your low beams, your high beams. These are your traditional sealed beam headlight units here. Got your 67 grille here, which is in great shape. SS396 emblem here right in the center. Very nicely chromed front bumper with no pitting at all on it. You can also see some more of that bright work, the trim around the headlight bezels, around that leading edge of the hood here. And again, this is that 2-inch Cowl induction hood. So you can see your gaps as they go all the way around, very uniform. The windshield itself is in great shape. All of your bright work and molding here, same thing, in great shape. Polished up, very nice. Nice set of classic style windshield wipers there as well. We'll go ahead now. I'm going to pop the hood for us, and we'll go over the engine and the driveline. So with the hood open, you can see the underside here, all the bracing intact here, all black under the hood. black as far as your wheel wells here and your cowl goes on there. It looks very nice, like it should underneath here. Now, of course, I've already mentioned when we went over the badging on this car, this is a 396 cubic inch big block Chevrolet engine. It is not the numbers match motor for this car. However, according to the numbers, it's either a 350 or 375 horse 396 big block. As you can see, they've added the Edelbrock air cleaner and valve covers along with the matching breathers, all in chrome there. As far as the carburetor goes, that is a Holley single feed 4-barrel carburetor along with an Edelbrock Performer RPM aluminum intake. Other accessories on the motor itself, you can see it's got a polished aluminum water pump, nice chrome alternator. It does have power brakes, which are 4-wheel disc by the way, and then power steering as well. Very nice aluminum radiator setup here in this car, along with a dual electric fan up front. They just removed the fan from the front of the motor. That frees up a little bit of power, plus the electric fans and the aluminum radiator. A lot more efficient, and that's going to cool this big block Chevy a lot better than what just a typical stock style radiator would. As far as the ignition goes on the car, looks like it's been slightly upgraded too. Still kind of like a stock style distributor where it's got the external coil mounted on the firewall, but it is an upgraded coil, so it's going to throw a little hotter spark at you. It's got some real nice MSD plug wires here, street fire wires, so those are going to get the spark to the motor a lot better. And then with that Holley carburetor and that Edelbrock aluminum intake, that's going to get more air and fuel in there too, give you a lot better performance. As far as the exhaust system on this car, it's got long tube headers. These are ceramic coated headers. They are in excellent condition too. They go all the way back, full dual exhaust with a set of dual accelerator mufflers on it as well, and tailpipes exiting out right underneath the rear quarter panels on each side. All right, so we are now underneath the 1967 Chevrolet Chevelle, and we're going to go through this car from front to back while we're under here to show you everything that this car has on it as far as the suspension, steering, driveline, and braking components. There's a lot of good stuff underneath here, so kind of bear with me as we go through it. If I miss anything, again, I'll apologize up front, but always look in our descriptions also, because if we miss it underneath here, good chance that we're going to get it in that description. So starting at the front of our Chevelle here, as far as the front subframe and crossmember go, crossmember is stock on this car, nice and straight, doesn't look like it's ever been banged up on anything. However, that's pretty much where it stops here. You've got all tubular front suspension on this car, so your upper and your lower control arms, again, all tubular. It's got Hotchkiss coils on all 4 corners of it too, so again, you're going to have a good quality spring in there as well. Now, as far as the remainder of your front suspension, it's got a heavy-duty front sway bar on it. It is a QA1 sway bar, and that is going to match up with, and we'll just kind of pan back here right now, that's going to match up with the sway bar that's on the rear of this car also, QA1 rear sway bar. So it's going to tie the suspension all together, make this car corner very, very good, even for being a bigger muscle car, kind of like this one is. Now, as far as your braking components, this car has all 4-wheel power disc brakes. So again, disc front, rears, and it does have your emergency brake hookup back on the back, which of course is all hooked up and all functional. Now, as far as steering, it's a power steering vehicle. So again, this thing's gonna corner, brake, stop, and steer very, very well for you. As far as the drive line, since we're kind of standing right underneath the motor and transmission here, we have a 396 cubic inch big block Chevrolet motor. This is not the original motor for this car, but it is a 396. And based on the numbers that we were able to pull off of this, it is either a 350 or a 375 horse motor to start with. As far as the transmission, this is your Muncie M21 4-speed manual transmission. got the aluminum bell housing on it, and it's got your flywheel cover on it also, so that that'll keep any dirt and debris from coming in and possibly chipping a tooth off of your flywheel. You can see also here long tube headers on this car, ceramic coated. These things are in excellent condition, and you can see they've never been touched on anything either. Full dual exhaust, accelerator, dual mufflers back here, and then of course it's got tailpipes that go up over top of your rear end housing, and then those exit out right underneath those rear quarter panels on the car. As far as the rest of the frame and the floors on this thing, of course your Chevelle is a full frame car. The frame rails on this thing are in excellent shape, nice and straight the whole way back through the sides here. All your brake lines and fuel lines and everything all routed nice and neat right along those frame rails. The floors, you can see hopefully in the camera there, these floors are in excellent shape. There is no patching. The only thing that we see is where they've installed the transmission. Of course, you have to cut there to make room for the other transmission. So that's what's been done here, but it was done nice and neat and in here so they could tuck everything up in as tight as possible. They've gone ahead and made the modifications so that that drive shaft fits up in there nice and tight as well. Drive shaft, by the way, is a balance unit, so that's going to help eliminate a lot of your drivetrain, you know, vibrations and so forth. And you can see the drive shaft itself is in very nice shape, all painted up underneath here. Back to the rear end and rear suspension here. This is a GM 10-bolt rear. Now it's an 8.2-inch ring gear, but everything that's in here is good quality stuff here. It is the TA aluminum rear diff cover, which has the adjustments in there for like your backlash and so forth on your gears. And you can see here as far as the suspension goes, they have slightly modified this. This has, now I think, according to the decals that's on this stuff, I believe the name brand is Massive. Like I said, stickers all suggest that, but you can see these red tubular control arms here, both uppers and lowers. These things look fantastic underneath here, and again, you know, with it being tubular, it's going to be very rigid, very strong. As we mentioned before, that sway bar back here, all of your mounts, they mount right to those tubular control arms, the lowers. And you can see even underneath here, it's got the traction bars here, which are fully adjustable just by turning those rods on either side to adjust how high up you want them, how close you want them, or how far down you want them. As we work back here just to the fuel tank, you can see this tank is in excellent condition too. There are no dents or dings underneath here. And you can see the straps and the mounting hardware, all very nicely done as the straps have been painted red. Like I said, all of the hardware, it all looks so new underneath here. I don't think you can find anything underneath here to really be disappointed about.